Cruise mode. Cruise ended. Flight mode. Flight mode. Flight mode.
Hello, welcome to my Thursday stream of Dice and Sim program. I'm cutting the intro trailer a bit short.
Flight mode.
I had some trouble to get it working. I don't know exactly why, but I'm guessing that the restart was mixing up something in the background I didn't immediately find. Hello, welcome in. I hope you're having a very good Thursday so far. Stingerman, Tira, welcome in. I am happy that you're looking forward to the pizza, and so mushrooms, olives, can. Okay, yeah, canned and fresh mushrooms, black and green olives. That's 4. And then next month you're going to Olive Garden again. I hope you're going to be able to enjoy it very much, and both your pizza and the Olive Garden shrimp trip. It is nice to hear that you are able to enjoy these things. So, let us jump into the game, if I get this. Okay. Here we go. So, we still bloody hell have to do some stuff here. I'm getting a lot of stuff, so I'm having 3,600 photon combiners, which will go for a ton of solar sails soon. Oh, that's... I'm sorry to hear that. I hope your shoulder will get better soon. It's not very nice how your body and your shoulders refuse being laid down on as much as earlier. And I would absolutely understand that would keep you awake, and I hope that you can sleep better tomorrow. Yeah, sleep deprivation is not really a thing you want to deal with. Yeah, I absolutely understand that Monday would be the worst. And it makes it absolutely very hard to lie down on stuff. Also, very much understand that. So, are these bringing in the grating crystals? I think so. Okay, I do have to go back to my first system, Antilectra 3.
Flight mode.
Oh, I ran out of a few things I am not yet able to produce locally. And I'll just go fetch them quickly.
Warp engine activated.
I'm happy to hear that it got better. And it is something that a lot of people are not aware of, but bruises and sore muscles, that's the word I was looking for, take about as long to heal as bone does to heal. It's not that bone is particularly slow to heal, but it is the big injury, the big unignorable injury most people often suffer, but bad sprains and stuff. It needs a lot of time as well, so I am happy though that you are better now.
Cruise ended. Flight mode.
Where is my local idea of a mall?
Cruise mode.
There we go.
Cruise ended.
I'll be bringing in as much from local as I can. And then go back. I do hope that the rest of the year will be kinder to you, though. You had quite a few injuries and health troubles already. I hope that we've seen the last of them, honestly. Yes. Yeah, I'm very happy to hear that has cleared up properly as well. I'll be taking a few more from here. 23 to be precise. I'm really happy to hear that. I'm not very good with eye drops personally. I do tend to need a while until I get them into the eye because I so reflexively close the eye. I'm really not very good with contact lenses as well. So I am happy that you don't need them anymore.
Warp engine
And
activated.
life is a lot more comfortable without needing to worry constantly about your vision, about pain and stuff. I hope that those symptoms will go away very soon as well. I'm not I'm not a doctor. Let's get that out of the way. I'm quite knowledgeable since I am reading up on a lot of things, but I'm not a doctor, so I wouldn't be able to tell you if that is a possible long-term side effect. I hope not. I absolutely hope not.
Cruise ended. Flight mode.
Well, you're not doing anything right now, but if you, for example, start driving again or anything like that, you'd need your long-range vision again as well. So I hope that when that point comes, that you'll be able to, that it has cleared up and that you don't need to worry about it anymore. So we have the equator here, nicely covered with solar panels now.
Flight mode.
I did
Cruise mode.
somewhere start accumulators to have some energy storage.
Cruise ended.
Oh, okay. I understand. I'm sorry to hear that, but I absolutely understand, and I hope it is not too much of an inconvenience for you. Peripheral vision is... Again, I don't have the issue personally, but I do think that it does give some issues with navigations and stuff. Yeah. I think so. Normal life wouldn't be too hard, but navigating around would be hard because it's hard and tiring for you, I'd be guessing, to keep scanning the environment for the clues you need. Which, honestly, now makes me doubly happy that you're able to enjoy some pizza today. Yeah. Not... Yeah, it is... Yeah. You do need peripheral vision, especially in more low-speed environments, and it is something very, very important in that regard. You do need to be able to see the mirror, be able to follow traffic, if roughly. It's a lot of work.
Flight mode.
And if you need to have your eyes constantly scan, it's... Yeah, I do understand that it is a limiting factor for getting a license, even if that makes getting places even more difficult. Again, makes me very happy that you'll be able to go out and enjoy some pizza. I'm guessing you're going out with somebody else for the pizza, and I hope that you're going to be able to enjoy both the pizza and company very much. Yeah, I can absolutely understand being worried about taking the bus. It is not something that is going to be very comfortable, especially if you have also trouble with your peripheral vision. Would imagine you becoming very jumpy for everybody who is moving past. It's going to be hard to realize when your station is coming up and all of that, so it would make for a quite troublesome experience, I can imagine. So yes, that is the other issue. Walking to and from the bus stop would be very hard. Which, I might sound like a broken record, makes me quite happy that you are able to enjoy today, though. It is very much unfortunate. So... Didn't I set up some of those factories last time already? Even if they're not powered yet. I did not.
Flight mode.
Yes, I understand as much, but it's... Maybe it doesn't feel like that quite, since you are dependent on that person, but I am happy that you're having a person you can depend on and enjoy restaurants and stuff. Yeah, that is another issue that, of course, this person won't have time all the time. Okay, I'm guzzling my fuel right now off the mech here. So I have graphene coming in, more than enough. And I'll be... That is 15 per minute. I have 120 factories I need to build. Let's have one about here if it's not crossing. If it is not crossing a boundary, so there. There. And I can't squeeze these in between. So yeah, I do understand the troubles, and well, I can imagine them at least. But yeah. And having an animal or so for support to help you navigate is also not necessarily very easy or feasible, so I absolutely understand you'll be feeling stuck between a rock and a hard place for that. Okay, so that is 100 factories down. So I'm missing 20 more. And I can also imagine that it is super tiring. And then especially with the pink eye and other... With the show, well, the show that hopefully came late enough, but... I absolutely wish that you're getting lovely pizza for you today. So we have... the inputs here. The wrong, it's coming from the wrong splitter, but I'll be fixing that. Coming back here. Now we're going... We're going up and bringing the second resource to all of these factories. Go back down to 0 and put it across. One more here, down to 0. And across. Watch poof. Oh, bloody hell. Um, that seems to be a Twitch issue. Bloody hell. Okay, let's see if I'm back. Okay, I am back. At least I do see the stream active again. Okay, that was weird. OBS just decided to drop the stream, not even trying to reconnect. Okay, absolutely weird. Had to restart OBS to get anything done. I hope it's not the new Windows update, but I haven't installed that yet, so it shouldn't be. Okay, I'll check the logs later. For now, I'll just continue and So you're excited for the restaurant, I can absolutely understand that. Walmart Plus, is that a delivery service? I don't know exactly. And Paramount Plus is a streaming service, I'll be guessing. Is it a streaming service with video on demand? Since you said you missed a couple of nights. Okay, good. So it's not just me seeing the stream. It should be back. Okay, again, I'll be checking the logs later on. Oh, I absolutely understand you having or creating such routines, and I can understand that if you don't sleep very well, you might miss it. But the question is, the episodes did you miss the episodes, or did you just miss the nights? Your routine, basically. Because one would be fine, you can always then watch the episodes at a later date if you completely missed them, as you did on old school TV if you didn't miss the nights. Okay. So you can absolutely still watch all the episodes. Okay, that's good. So now we have... How do we do this? No single conveyor should be overwhelmed. Which is really nice that they have that service, but very unfortunate. Probably going to be more costly than if you can visit Walmart by yourself. It's It's an unfortunate situation. Okay, let me do the following. I'll be taking all of the inputs into here. Have it come in like this. Then both sides shouldn't get overwhelmed. And I can get it out 1,800, 1,800 on each side. Okay, so this is not an issue. Let us put on the sorters. Okay, I see. That is better than I was thinking, but I can absolutely understand that it is still suboptimal. But on the other hand, it's not bad that these services do exist, because otherwise you'd be even more inconvenienced and even more dependent, which, yeah, I can imagine is not a very nice thing to need to be doing. Can I... Okay, that doesn't work like that. Unfortunate. I don't have access to DoorDash in specific, but we have similar services. For us, it is dependent on the restaurants. There are some restaurants which deliver themselves without any additional costs. There are some, even if you use like an online order service, and there are some that have the drivers from the company, and then you have like a small surcharge in order to have your food delivered. But I can imagine that this service is a lot less... if it's a treat rather than a necessity, I do think that that would feel differently. I think one of the big differences now here is that so you have a service fee for the, like a subscription fee to DoorDash as well, which is not the case for any of the portals I use. There is of course the fee if you are if you're ordering and they have to deliver it to you, but just using their service to order, I think that is a cost that here is compensated by the restaurants. But again, I'm not sure. I'm not exactly aware how those companies here cover their costs. Does this cover all? Yes. And then every 2 factories. I absolutely understand your need for that, and having the option to have the plus version, even if it is not quite the optimal solution, I'm guessing, is still very much worth it if you are needing that. Yeah, in that case, depending on the exact costs, I can absolutely understand those being absolutely costs you are willing to absorb. Okay, so if it helps you save more than you need to pay for it, in that case it's didn't think about that. It's actually a good investment, even if it rubs me a little bit wrong to say that you need to do an investment in order to be able to yeah. Yes, I can absolutely understand that, and in that sense it is very good that you have access to it and you do manage to save more, but I guess what rubs me the wrong way is that it is not only a luxury for you, so but I am absolutely happy that you managed to make it work. Let's put another one here.
A seed is approaching your system.
Yeah, that's nice if the restaurants are pretty close. I don't have a Taco Bell in orderable distance, but I think that is one of the big differences in that most of the restaurants I have easy access to and also then delivery access to are not any chains. They are all small individual restaurants, which I'm actually quite happy about. I do enjoy the variety I'm offered there, but I sometimes wonder if I'm not missing out on stuff. I don't even know if we have a Taco Bell in the country. It seems that in Europe these local places are still a lot more, and in my opinion, hopefully they stay a lot more common. Hopefully they might be able to become more common for you again as well, because they're fun, they're really good. You have a variety when you go a town over or two. But it does, yeah, seem to me that that is something more typically European. But if you do like Taco Bell and the other places you order from, that is the most important part. Okay. How far are they from the system? Okay, not too far anymore. But, okay. Still have a little bit of time, so I'll be finishing some of it at least. That is unfortunate. Well, I do hope that you are able to enjoy their burgers though from time to time. I think it's, in a way, unfortunately, it is what makes the most sense for DoorDash. To be dealing with the larger chains, you are more going to be more comfortable, more you can have contracts for a lot larger areas than you can for the small ones. So yeah, there are some aspects where absolutely I can understand the reluctance of DoorDash to deal with smaller chains or smaller restaurants, unfortunately. Which I find very unfortunate because it is in a way discriminating against small restaurants trying to build up local customers because they have a harder time getting food delivered for them and so on. Luckily, in a way, luckily for us, the preponderance of these restaurants makes it such that they cannot be ignored, and so usually when a restaurant is not found on a delivery service, it is usually by choice. Let me go
Flight mode.
fetch the graphene from here. Not tab R. Let's run it between these big clusters. Pull it over, and there we go. If you can fill up that hole. I'll be closing this off.
Flight mode.
All the sources, everything. yeah. Yeah, it's really good to have a few places you can really enjoy a ton.
Flight mode.
Okay, let's see. I don't want to say should have enough buildings to go all the way around. Yeah, no. I do need to go pick up a few more here. But first, how's the power grid looking? We're sufficient. That is one of the issues, let's say, with a lot of source. But there's not much you can do about that. But well, the most important thing is, as always, that it is delicious and that you enjoy it. So I do want to go to Menkip. I don't think it has sent out anything yet.
Flight mode. Cruise mode.
If I were a cook or a server, I'd also just hand you your order
Warp engine activated.
and then be happy to see that you enjoy it. Yeah, so it's really fun and it's really delicious, and I do think that is all we need to ask about for a restaurant trip. Here we are.
Warp engine deactivated. Dark fog hide core destroyed.
There are absolute... No. That's not what I wanted to push. Can I call them back? Yeah, there we go. Pandora Swamp. Glaceon is definitely a planet I've built stuff on, so just
Warp engine activated.
flying quickly over to give myself a little bit of an energy
Warp
boost.
engine deactivated.
Sometimes, honestly, Happy Brain is absolutely necessary. I do understand that, yeah, that's not always the most healthy in other aspects, but Happy Brain is something necessary, and as long as it is occasionally, there's absolutely not a big problem with it. Okay, there we are. Getting back up to full. And we can go back to improve the energy production in Shellyak. Well, if you have the opportunity, I hope, and you manage to go, I hope that
Engine
you
activated.
are going to enjoy their burgers as much as you did 4 years ago. Okay, no. Okay, that is... Can I hit the outermost planet just by eyeballing it? It should be 5.
Warp engine deactivated.
Because if we manage to catch them all about here,
Flight mode.
it's getting a lot of stuff for pickup. Should be able to get 5 from here. Still need the ship production, absolutely. But before that, I do need more energy as well. Let's do it like this. Olive Garden hamburgers. Well, I hope that the plans come into effect as planned. And again, I do hope that you're still going to enjoy their burgers as much as you did 4 years ago. Okay, why? Okay, I think one thing I'm going to need to shut off.
Flight mode.
That's going to sound harsh. I haven't seen one yet. Could be that there is one. I'd say it's a rather large chain, so I'd be surprised if they don't have any at all. But I personally haven't seen one yet. Yeah, as I'm looking here over, they do not have any restaurants in Europe. I haven't eaten it, so I don't want to say that it is fake Italian food. Food, there is fake food, but at Olive Garden I wouldn't count as a fake food. I'd rather say that it is. I think what I would do is I would call it inspired by Italian cuisine rather than it being Italian cuisine. But that's different from something being fake food. The issue with some of the chains just might be that they are too quick to call themselves something. To call themselves Italian when it is not, when it's Italian inspired rather than Italian properly. I have to say I don't have the greatest gripes with that particular habit. It's rather sad that you have to say that we're Italian or something like that rather than the truth. I mean, if you, I don't know. I find some of it quite weird, but I do know that for a long time, even here in Europe, what we're calling Chinese isn't 100% Chinese, but it's a Europeanized, in our case, Chinese cuisine. Maybe that's more of a conceptual issue, and I'm the problem with that.
Cruise mode.
But no, on the other hand, I do, for a lot of Chinese restaurants, it's for me rather a Europeanized version of true Chinese cuisine. And there is nothing wrong with that.
Warp engine deactivated. Cruise ended.
I think something a lot of people
Flight mode.
then also feel about that, you need to since it is not 100% authentic, it can't be enjoyed. Well, that's complete bollocks in my opinion. Good food is good food. Yeah, that is something that happens, and while that might not be exactly perfect, so to say, I think that can be a bit more care taken for the branding, so to say, but I am... Okay, so I can build them out like that. Let's have a look. First, shell orbit. Okay, let's keep it like that, and but I'm still keeping with good food is good food, no matter. No matter where exactly it comes from. That is something I can absolutely understand. I'd say that it seems like you're not so picky about which sauce exactly you'll have. Okay, this is not quite working like I wanted it to. It has to be a savory or spicy sauce, though. Okay, so no mayo for you, for your chicken nuggets, if I understand that correctly. Okay, sweet sauces, so nothing sweet and sour or something in that direction. Okay. System check. I have more than just the ores here. Okay. I am going to bury you. Anything on the south side of the equator is going to be... that is within this ring I'll be burying. Okay, there's a bit more possibly. Okay, fair enough, but I do think that is more of a... that's a bit of a different issue because I do not have very much... The ketchup I eat is very much on the savory side. Savory, a little bit sour from the tomato acids rather than on the sweet side. Okay, that is something I'm really not having basically at all. We're not really doing barbecue sauces. Bloody hell, I'm still not used to where I can find the rail ejectors here. Okay, I see the problem. So, in a way, basically the perfect chicken nugget sauce, in a way. Can I build you one further? That's going to make it easier. Honey barbecue again is one of those sauces I do not... I don't eat a lot myself. I don't even know if we have access to it, or easy access to it. Well then, I hope you get the opportunity to have some nuggets soon then. Oh, I have the coal reserves on that. Okay, I'll be skipping the coal reserves over then, because I absolutely might need them. Let's see if I can't maximize this out already, then I have an idea if I'll need them, how they are arranged. Going to make a small amount of chicken nuggets before your trip. That is fair, and I hope that you'll have the most... You'll have very enjoyable nuggets. That's 6, 7. That's another 7. I can get a... Can I make a 6 happen? Okay, from this angle I can, but then... Okay, the 6 is not worth chasing here. make it a good 5, and then I can make another 5 happen here. Okay, I think this is the best I'm going to get. It is not looking like it's going to interfere with the planned path of the ejectors here. Okay, that's a brand I have not heard of before. And also I'm not a very big barbecue sauce eater, where
Flight mode.
that seems to be something more American. As well as ranch dressing, that's also something a lot of Europeans do not really understand. Oh, I want to bury you. There we go. Yeah, I'll go bury the copper too. Bloody hell, what is... Did I move out of range here? I'll be filling up the wind turbines here then as well. A good sauce absolutely can make or break a meal. You don't have a... Okay. I'm connecting to you via... Okay. Hello, welcome in, Senna. Didn't see you for a while. I hope you're fine. I hope you're having a lovely Thursday time zone. And thank you for coming in. Okay, there we go. Let's get the row of the receivers. Bleach, heat the soul. I have not personally played the game yet. I have heard some good things about it, though. PSP game, if I'm remembering correctly. Seven.
Insufficient materials.
7's the best. That's an absolutely fair assessment. Well, fair in the sense that I'm not... oh yeah, I moved at one point the rails one out, so I need to move the receivers one out as well. Still, I only wanted every second one, so I need to take half of them back again. When I get a chance, I'll be... I'd be guessing it's a fighting game. Guess I want to give it a try now. And guess I'll start with 7. Similar, like, in that way, like, Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi, where the third one, because they had so much more experience, is absolutely the best. Which honestly I'm not going to blame anybody for. Okay, that's colliding with stuff.
Malnak is now following.
Malnak, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome in, I hope you're having also a lovely Thursday. Don't have anything in my glass right now, let me fill that up. Thank you for the hydrate. So, Malnak, thank you for the hydrate. And Tira, posture check. Thank you. Mountain Dew is something I am unable to get here. Thank you very much. It's surprising, but you do tend to forget to do that when you're focused on streaming and being entertaining.
Flight mode.
Well, if you do enjoy factory games, I think it is worth getting. The factory part is very interesting, very compelling. The enemy for now is lackluster, and it feels after a while a lot more than a necessary whack-a-mole than really an enemy that can deal a lot of harm to you. But the other part is absolutely rock solid and very enjoyable. So if you enjoy Factorio, if you enjoy Satisfactory, I think is a little bit closer in general, or at least it feels for me to be a little bit general, more. Sorry, it feels that Satisfactory is closer to Dyson Sphere than Factorio, even though Factorio shares the view angle. And in my opinion, it is absolutely a game worthwhile getting. It has a lot of depth and will have you playing for hours, for sure. Okay. Let's put one in there so we have a connection, and then too close to EM rail ejector. Okay. I think what I'll do, I'll be distributing that at the same time as I do the sales. Thank you very much, Tira. That is very welcome. Is 6 high enough? Okay, 6 is a high enough bridge. Let's bring them over and have them run along all of the ejectors here. Oh, it's not that I needed to move them up again. I slipped down at one point. Okay, that works. You're all going to be shooting for orbit 1. And now that I have taken a sip, I do feel like I do require a bit more hydration. Need to give you a target to shoot for. But yeah, so what I do think is compelling for me is the fact that you not just have the factory aspect, but planets have limited room, and thus you need to be careful to, well, if you have enough planets, you don't need to be all that careful, but you need to then connect all the systems together. Absolutely good in that problem-solving aspect. That is one of the... I'm not sure if they were conscious about it back then, but the fact that you that spicy food makes you more likely to hydrate, it's apparently the reason why warmer climates eat more spicily, because it means they were hydrating better and thus were developing a taste for that. But that's not necessarily something that is still holding up in the modern world. And while there is some logic in it, I'm also not entirely sure if that is actually the reason for that distribution. That absolutely is possible. Again, well, milk is feeling quite fitting insofar that most of the spicy molecules are fat soluble, so it does reduce that sensation, and that makes it go down pretty well. But drinking in general, I think, is good for that. Cold, I didn't have a good milkshake in ages. There's not a lot of restaurants that do milkshakes, unfortunately. It is not something we, at least in Europe, are having very often. I can only imagine, but it sounds absolutely like something I absolutely want to try. That would absolutely be something nice. Have some savory and spicy, and then cool it down with some sweet and creamy milkshake. Sounds really nice. Unfortunately, again, I do not have milkshakes very often. Maybe the solution has to be to have a look at finding a good recipe so I can make milkshakes on my own. Okay, I think I'll want both at one point. But this is not actually the system I want to generate photons in. I'm doing this swarm basically for the power production it can provide. So that not only this planet... Not only this planet, but all the planets in the system have enough power for all the factories they'll be home to. True. So you had two ways of dealing with spice. Which is honestly not the worst. Okay, I do need to connect you if I want you to be shooting sails out. I see. Okay, I will need to change up orbit 1. Okay, so you have the barbecue flavored chips, have some spice, and then don't overspice because we're immediately dealing with it. Yeah, I'm absolutely not blaming anybody there. Yeah, okay, I see that this is quite suboptimal. Okay, let me change the orbit 1 here. Let's go for a inclination of 90 and the question is where is the insertion point? Okay, I see. Absolutely understandable. I really need to figure out how to do this. Oh, I can absolutely agree that it would seem very delicious, and one thing is that you don't need to for a quick meal, that it would absolutely be delicious. Okay, let's have a look at you again. Okay, I think I just have to try. Let's try 90 degrees, 0. Okay, it's moving over slowly. Let's continue working on them here. Microwave meals are absolutely convenient. And they can be really, really good as well. I think that is one of the downsides, and for unfortunately, I think a lot of US or North American, there is a lot of shelf life seems to be king, and that means they'll need a lot of additives and stuff. Yeah, so I'm not saying we don't have any, but my favorite brand of microwave meals has a shelf life of like 3 days in the fridge, which is fine because I do go to the shops often enough, and I usually buy them for the day. But that seems to be a big difference from how shelf stable a lot of US products seem to be. But I can also absolutely understand that it's very hard to have better stuff if that is all you can buy. And unfortunately, a long shelf life means a lot more profits for the companies, which in a way don't really have a big incentive to try and be healthy. Yeah, whereas I absolutely go to the grocery store twice per week. But then on the other hand, I don't think it is really that comparable, since you do have something you do need to deal with that I don't have to, which would not only make it more convenient to be able to only need to go once per week, but also a lot less stressful. But I've heard that some people only go grocery shopping like once a month. If you're buying a lot of produce that you're going to be working on yourself, that might not be too bad, but if you're buying ready-made meals and stuff for a month, then that needs a lot of conservation. And while shelf life is absolutely something important, it, in my mind at least, is not the most important aspect. Okay, how is the orbit looking? Okay, that's not entirely... I see. No, because it is a pre-existing orbit, it only feeds to this. Okay, let me have a new layer. Let's go a little bit closer. Let's go for the 90-degree and let's go like this. Okay, that is not going to take care of it sufficiently. Oh, fresh berries are very, very expensive. But berries are very delicate fruit, so honestly not surprised that they are pricey to boot, and they're not very easily made more shelf stable. I didn't want a layer, I wanted another orbit. That's it. I'm going to be making 90 degrees the goal here again. Okay, I'm not exactly sure what an avocado is about for me, but okay, has the same pitch limit, then we can delete the second orbit for now. I can absolutely understand that that is something you're unwilling to pay for, though. I do understand that economies of scale do somewhat favor larger companies and/or producers, but still seems a bit strange. Yeah, I can absolutely understand that, because in that case you not only have a complete meal, but you have also, well, you not only have the avocado, but you have a complete meal. I'll have to look next time when I'm in the supermarket what the price of avocado is. It is not exactly something I'm buying regularly. Okay, there's one thing where I'm maybe a bit more skeptical, and that is with meats. I'd rather pay a little bit more. I buy a little bit less meat for a higher quality, then go for the maximum volume or weight available for the lowest price. Meats tend to be very good quality. Meats are usually worth it, in my opinion. Yeah, avocado is, I can imagine, the more exotic example, but that is not the big issue. I think the big issue is that there unfortunately isn't very much on the how should I put it? I don't think that there is very much for you where the fresh produce is going to be cheaper, more efficient than the pre-processed produce, unfortunately. Okay. Let's see how high we can push the production rate with this. Oh, they're really nice and close. Which is unfortunate.
Flight mode.
I do find it unfortunate that that is the case. It shouldn't be, but yeah, and that's why I'm saying, like, a lot more people. It's a lot easier to be healthy with self-prepared foods. And honestly, in a way, I do think that they are tastier as well. Not restaurant, but meals ready to eat, microwave meals. In a lot of cases, self-made meal would be, I think, tastier. Although then again, there is the question, how much are they chemically influencing the taste nowadays when they're allowed to? Yeah, again, that is an unfortunate that's an unfortunate state, but I don't have a perfect solution. A company with... So not only is a smoothie easier to... it's more shelf stable than the fruit they're coming from. It's unfortunate. So I can understand that the company could offer a lower price, but yeah, and you normally don't get as much from these ingredients as buying pre-made. I absolutely understand economies of scale, and it is absolutely something in most cases a good thing. It becomes a bit problematic with food when there is a reduction in a buildup of dependence, let's put it like that. When people need to depend on pre-made food, I don't think that's a very good state of affairs, unfortunately. But you can't. It's not the people that are to blame, but it is the system that allows that to happen. Yeah, I can imagine that that the fiber will improve the... I think it's mainly going to be an texture improvement. Again, I might be horribly wrong. Green is a great color. Kale, berry, and banana. That sounds very, very good. Did I? Okay, I did connect some of them already. So, we've had an orbit that should have stabilized. We're about 625. That's still a long, long way away from 1800 I can supply. I did not have the opportunity to try a kale and banana smoothie. Maybe if I find some kale, I need to make myself some. I don't have a smoothie maker, but I do have a magic wand, and that should be working for a smoothie. That absolutely could be the machine indeed. Bananas usually have a very good price. Although there might be coming a shock there too, from what I've heard, that we might be back with another round of Panama disease and we need to find a new banana to grow. I hope not. I hope that they are able to contain it, but if you basically only have one banana tree and you don't... Oh, they did take precautions, but possibly not good enough. Yeah, that's a good price for the kale. Yeah, the strawberries are $3. That's cheaper than I can get my strawberries, but it's missing the weight, so that's hard to say. I usually buy them in half a kilo for... What is the price? €5? So about $4, but I don't know, since we buy by weight, how that exactly equalizes there. Yeah, the machines aren't too expensive, but I already have a collection of small kitchen appliances, and I don't exactly foresee myself becoming the largest of smoothie drinkers. So the request is stable, about 400 megawatts. That's not close enough to operate. Okay. Okay. So cheaper. It's 10. So is the machine 10 ingredient prepared smoothies, or is the like a bag of kale, the strawberries, and the bananas 10 ingredient prepared smoothies? But yeah, the and another the three. Okay, and if you can get a comparable volume, that's absolutely making it worth it. And I don't think that the only health benefit is the lack of preservatives, but I also think that the self-made smoothie, as you describe it, is going to have a lot less sugar. Or well, it would have a lot less sugar for sure, but it also seems that the US at least is very wont to use any sweetener that is cheaper than proper sugar. And with that, probably even worse than the same amount of sugar. I don't need you then. I do need you. Let's put them there, and let's have them take up their targets. So yeah, that absolutely then makes for a good alternative to store-bought. Yeah, but I think unfortunately the bigger trouble is that a lot of I don't know exactly why, but and I might be absolutely mistaken, but from what you hear in Europe is that a lot of product is just added some high fructose corn syrup to sweeten it, because yeah, I'm not sure exactly how true that is. I do think it is true for a lot of the sodas that they're using high fructose corn syrup instead of proper sugars. Or proper sugar, I think I should say. Which also is not necessarily optimal, unfortunately. Sucralose. Is that a proper sugar or is that a sweetener? Could be. I'll have a quick look. Sucralose is an artificial sweetener. It's not even a proper sugar. Fructose is the natural... Okay, the difference is fructose is a readily absorbable sugar for the body, whereas sugar as sucralose, no, not sucralose, sucrose is a sugar that needs to be broken down. And I'm not exactly sure, but I do think that fruits are usually a mixture out between fructose and sucrose, and basically any of the starches break down into sucrose, which then needs to be broken down into usually 50-50 glucose and fructose, which makes sucrose, while still being a very fast-acting sugar, a lot less fast-acting than pure fructose. Okay, how are we looking? That's 1,000 sails fired per minute. And why also a lot of sodas would give you a sugar rush, yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I don't know exactly how the recipe in Europe differs. I need to have a look on the packaging. But I do think that we're not using high fructose corn syrup even in those cases. Okay, no, I need to put one here. And continue the 1 tower for every 2 ejectors. Okay, I'm almost completely around. Let's pull it up. I'm out of building range. There we are. I do like gummies from time to time. Yeah, but okay, if I'm not, of course I'm not finding a quick access recipe. Starburst candy have the fizz inside, if I remember that correctly. No, it's something completely different. Okay. Too far to operate. I do think that there we're having quite a big difference. Our Skittles are colorful, but by far not as colorful as North American Skittles. It's shockingly desaturated in Europe if you do a direct comparison. Okay, you have about 30,000 in orbit. I do seem to remember that's about the maximum. If there is such a thing, and if I'm not misremembering completely here. The red one, I think, should be cherry. But also, and that is something I'm just remembering, it might be that they are different for us. Or that depending on the variety, you have a different taste to it. Which honestly wouldn't much surprise me. The orange ones, I'd be guessing, are orange. Then again, yeah, there is that issue with the dye colorants, which is absolutely something that is different between the continents there, but also the yellow looks quite a lot more desaturated. When I saw a picture of a comparison between North American Fruit Loops and the European Fruit Loops, it's a very, very, very stark difference. It's not like ours aren't colored, but I think we have green, which wasn't present in the American sample, and the colors look terribly desaturated in comparison. Yeah, they are very dull. The red and red, purple, and yellows especially were very, very dull in comparison. Okay, let's have a look. let me add a new layer. In fact, let me add two new layers and put them auto orbit, apply to all. Just get as many sails out as possible. Yeah, that is very, very bright. Yeah, there's a lot of there's quite a bit of difference there. Okay, the layers don't seem to get automatically populated. Can I automatically populate another orbit? Let's make the inclination a bit more pronounced. And make another one at 40 degrees at 1050 or 10500 rather. $40 degrees. Honestly, my question is, what's wrong with that?
Flight mode.
What is wrong with enjoying some silly, outwardly silly things? What is wrong about it if it makes you
Flight mode.
go ooh and be happy? In my opinion, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Okay, let's add another hat to this. Usually, yes. There is one exception where I say, yeah, your brain might feel happy for a while, but it's absolutely not a good state to be in.
Flight mode.
But that is for something very, very specific, and I don't think that food has the same position as that. So yeah, happy brain, good brain for food.
Flight mode.
Yeah, honestly, being an adult, absolutely a necessity but from time to time, but not constantly. You don't need to be constantly in serious mode and contemplating all the complicated things. Give yourself a break from time to time.
Flight mode.
Okay, are we getting these over there then? Build like this. Build 7 up, I want it. No, that's... Okay, fair, that might be... Yeah, enjoy... Just enjoy some silly stuff sometimes. Where... something... Enjoy something that, except for the enjoyment factor, doesn't have a big need or reason except it being fun. I mean... Yeah. You'll need to be serious. Absolutely, that happens from time to time, but not being able to enjoy a silly joke or good music or just something nice to eat. Have a few things that just make your brain go, ooh, nice. Yeah, there are things that don't need another reason except you can enjoy it. And honestly, I do think that life will be better for it. Well, I don't think I quite correctly expressed that. I do think that life will be better for it. I'm going to switch over because I did want to build all the launch capacities in the south. Yeah, and honestly, books and
Flight mode.
there's a lot of other things where
Flight mode.
enjoyment is the big factor to have them. The big reason to have them, and
Flight mode.
nobody really needs to worry. I do like books. I do like stories. It's one of the reasons I set myself out to play such story-heavy games on Monday and Friday. But I mean, come on! If you take it, even if you take it at face value, it is basically all only for enjoyment. And that's okay. Books aren't a newspaper. You don't need to have heavy stuff in them. And not every book needs to try and put a moral into your face, and not every story needs a moral. There's a lot of possibilities why Alien might see us as weird. Honestly, in a way, I'd be surprised if they are completely practical. They might be more practical, but I think in general there's a very good reason why people enjoy nice things. Why music is one of the oldest forms of art, and why people basically forever have been telling each other stories.
Flight mode.
But it might be to be the case that aliens are a lot more pragmatical than we usually are. I think yes. So I do think I need to take a step back and do a little bit of explaining there. Humans will be weird because for us, the aliens will be absolutely weird as well. But so will every other alien be for anybody. That is, I think, going to be the nature of life, that we are just going to be weird for one another. Because there are so many factors that led to humans becoming humans as humans, and okay, let's take an example. Let's say that octopi had longer lifespans and they would be able to survive in an environment where they could use fire. They absolutely would have developed into an intelligent species as well. Possibly on par or even surpassing humans. But will be weird for one another. Not saying that there's necessarily conflict, but will be weird for the both of us. And I think it's going to be pretty much the same for any sapient alien races as well. We're just going to be weird one for the other. $46,000, 10,000. Okay. I'm not entirely at the end of that line, but with 1,700 a minute, I am. I wish I could average that over a few minutes. Yeah, they can open locks. They are smart. Dolphins and whales are smart as well. Lock chests, bottles. In Germany, there was a pretty famous octopus who constantly tried. He constantly tried to escape, and a lot of people felt like he wasn't trying to escape because he didn't want to be there anymore, but because he was bored. And being weird and trying to escape all the time kept the humans on tow, and they had to constantly try to find new methods. And he apparently found that amusing. To which basically all I have to say is fair enough. Okay, I think this is absolutely one I have to measure the cargo throughput. Target flow I'll be putting... Okay, this is... That is indeed surprising. Yeah, the fact that they can fit their arms into and then manipulate the lock is something that makes it easier for them. Okay, but their strength indeed is quite amazing. I don't think not quite. They still have the... Or is that cuttle... am I confusing them with cuttlefish? Might be. But might be that it is the beak for the octopi and the cuttle bone for the cuttlefish. Would make sense. But I didn't quite remember if octopi had something like that as well. But yeah, their beak isn't very big, and since it is a hard part they cannot deform, as well as the rest of their body, that absolutely will be the limiting factor. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is progressively exhaust the rails, but I have about 2 gigawatts here, and more are joining them. Since I haven't even reached the end yet, and once that levels out, that'll be a lot of power, luckily. Okay. Yeah, that might be okay, no. Having something that can slip into your diver's suit, be aggressive, I absolutely see how that would be a nightmare. I haven't said anything. I was just thinking silly out loud.
Flight mode.
Okay. That feels like a very solid
Flight mode.
start for more stuff here. Let's have a quick look on the outskirts and the mall and see what we'll need to build.
Flight mode.
Oh no.
Cruise mode.
And then they managed to get inside of your diver's suit and nom 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 nom. Yeah, that's a nightmare.
Warp engine activated.
That is not something I really want
Warp engine
to
deactivated.
experience.
Cruise ended.
Okay,
Flight
no.
mode.
Where is... I'm too high up. Okay, there is the unfinished row of solar panels, and here we have them all. Okay, that is working a lot better now. Okay. Let's put these down here. True. In captivity, yeah. There's a lot of zoos that is absolutely pushing to try and make the environment more interesting for the octopi, but there is a limit, and sometimes I question how bored are octopi in the ocean, because I know that in a lot of large tanks as well, they seem to be bored, which, especially for the smaller species, I've heard is that they should be big enough for their territory. So not exactly sure there. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, so I am getting solar panels. Which system, which planet am I building them locally is the question. I am building them locally, nice. Not at the highest rate, and that is completely fine. But I have them here. You're not wrong, why? But the question for me is, why aren't they in that same mode when they're held in a big tank in captivity? Is it because they're removing the predators from the tank? And once they figure that out, they get bored? I don't know. But I'm also not claiming to be a big expert on that level. Yeah, if they are getting preyed on, that would absolutely be something you'd be constantly worrying about. Okay. I'm not sure if even the poisonous ones do not have some level of fear. But it absolutely could be. I am not the biggest expert, let's put it like that. That is an issue. If you're so poisonous that nobody can live with you, then that is not going to make for the most interesting of living situations, because nobody would want to live with you. Okay. We are absolutely getting somewhere. That is true. And thus more used to, let's say, the speed of things around. I'm not surprised. Bored humans are going about and are being a nuisance just to make the environment a little bit more interesting. I mean, if we can do it, the octopi can do it as well. I don't think we have a big right on blaming them there. Okay.
Flight mode.
Do need to get a few more items as well as buildings. What do we have where we're not... How's our glass production looking? Okay, we still have 500 to go there. That is 20 per second times 4 is 80 glass. So, where are my notes? Okay, these notes are so old I don't have any idea if they're still good. Yeah, absolutely. They are very... I'm happy for how sassy they can be, and I'm very happy for to see them. Sometimes they remind me
A seed is approaching your system.
of the moments when cats are bored and they're absolutely seeking for attention. No quarters given. I will get my attention now, and octopi are pretty much the same on that. So I'll be doing the matrix lab. Next. Let's go with 5. I have water pumps. I have the mining machines. I have the advanced mining machines. Let's go with turrets. Since I do want to go to a very heavily infested system. They can breathe air, but it's far less efficient, and they need a moist skin in order to be able to do that. So they are still somewhat bound to the ocean, but I cannot blame them for wanting to stay in the ocean, For the simple reason that since they don't have any bones, or let's maybe put it like that, since they don't have any internal or external hard structures, it is very hard for them to support their own weight on land. And I can understand that that would make them more that they'll stay in the ocean and come out in spurts to have a look about, especially with attacks. Okay. I think that is what I'm going to do. All the turret ammo. 3 times turret ammo. Oh yes, it is funny. It is funny, and I do think that a lot of people, I don't want to say exactly forget, but don't give enough credit to other animals on how curious and how intellectual, how good at problem solving they can be. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is, and we're not. What I'm trying to make to bring a bit more awareness. It's not something that is going to be done in a day or two. Oh, the African greys are, how did one person say? It's like having a 4 to 5 year old that needs a lot of attention and needs a lot of stuff to do, and is more limited because it can't as easily communicate with you as your toddler or your child, I think, more fairly for that age can. But they are very, very smart. And very, very... They get used to humans possibly too quickly. Yeah. 80 I think, is about the time they have available. Which is a very long time, and you absolutely need to be able to plan long enough ahead that you're not... Yeah, they're a lifetime pet, and you need to plan accordingly to be able to give them that lifelong that lifelong commitment that they're going to be.
Cruise mode.
Yeah, at least you're not going to lose him from old age. But they're not easy animals to take care of, unfortunately. Well, no, their intelligence makes it such that they're not very easily taken care of, but yeah. You need to weigh advantages and disadvantages, absolutely. And you need to properly plan ahead. If you get him with 20, you better plan of reaching 100.
Warp engine deactivated. Dark fog hive core destroyed.
Absolutely, and that stems from the fact that they are so intelligent, both their need and the rest of their temperament. Will you retreat? Okay. Honestly, I think the Grey Parrots are one... If you ever get a Grey Parrot, teach him properly how to talk. I've seen a few examples where the capacity is absolutely amazing. It's amazing what the bird can do, but it requires a lot of it's in a way like teaching a child how to read and talk. Yeah, and with the Greys, I'd be hard-pressed to say whether that was just some random outcry or whether the bird didn't absolutely know what it was saying. Maybe not absolutely knew, but it did... That it might have understood that this is an insult, and it liked to insult people. Yeah. PG-17 bird. Although I'm not entirely sure if that is the right classification. It is ESRB 17 though, for sure. And fair to the bird, he made himself understood. Again, I do think we have to ask, what was the bird thinking about our crazy?
Flight mode.
I need to get myself a place purely for deuterium. Don't I have a system for deuterium though? It's not Menkip. It's not Electra. It's not Alphacra. Lambda Ceti. Let's visit Lambda Ceti here. I need more orbital collectors. I'll need more orbital collectors, okay. Yeah, I can understand that. Absolutely, but on the other hand, I do also understand the owner taking his bird along with him. I do think I need to think about starting deuterium fuel rods. So we have a black hole. And we have a neutron star. Which of the... I'd absolutely have to come over here at one point soon and just destroy all of this. Basically only for the unipolar magnets. It is almost pizza time. Which also means that it's almost time for me to finish up stream, so I do again wish you the loveliest of pizza times. Hope you enjoyed very much, and also that your sore shoulder is completely gone by today. Giving it one more good night's sleep is all that the shoulder needed. So, first order of business, though, we go back to Shaliak 2. Yeah, we have charged up our energy storages again.
Warp engine activated.
We have 3 products we want to produce. 2 pretty much in front of me.
Warp engine deactivated.
Okay, that's why I didn't see you.
Cruise ended.
So do I have a tower that isn't to the limit? Let's see. Interplanetary logistics. Exclude the mining machines. Full. Okay. That's what I was hoping for. Okay, that makes more sense. I'm again burning through the fuel quite rapidly, but then again, with the need I have, that shouldn't surprise me. Okay, we have a good iron source here. I need a lot of iron. I need some iron. So that is 20, so that is... Six. Is it 60? It's 80. This might not be enough. Okay. I don't need the gears. So let's put it over here. I think I only have 60 available from here. Okay, I have a silly idea that by doing this between these two that I could absolutely get enough without overtaxing any of the replicators. "60 cycles per minute, so 120 in total." Let's build the transportation tower over
Insufficient
here. I'll be filling this slot up immediately. And I'll be pulling in some more power. Okay,
Flight mode.
let's make a bit of a pole ring here. That is 8. Okay, as long as they have line of sight, they can pull in full power. Okay, and the efficiency seems to be the same. that's a lot of power. Kira, I think it's 12 o'clock for you, so I'm wishing you all the best for your pizza. I'll be doing some more planning and then I'll be finishing up the stream as well. As I said, I am getting to the end time for the stream. Two and a half and another almost gigawatt there. Should look in performance of the Dyson Sphere. That's a bit on the fluctuating side. But it's still all climbing, except maybe... Nope, still climbing as well. So I still have a lot of power I can request.
Flight mode.
Should give a lot more breathing room for the grid.
Flight mode.
Honestly, it feels like it's going to be a lot easier to make this breathing room available to the grid rather than a different sort. Okay, I'm probably only going to be finishing this up specifically. Okay, I do need...
Flight mode.
some more bloody magnets, and I think we're pretty close on max. Yeah, we're very, very close. No, we have a higher... We have a higher consumption reference rate than we have a production reference rate. Okay, this one seems to be topping out, and I'll be adding another 100% to be able to add on another field over here for magnets. Again, we're doing magnets. And I completely forgot they are going to become more efficient the longer they're working. Put another splitter in there.
Flight mode.
I'll be putting a replicator down here for the magnets, for the coils, for the magnetic coils. That's it. There we go. I'll be keeping some distance to this, so we don't have a conflict if I ever need or want to pull them out a bit further than I can. Yum, 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 yum. So that is 80 magnets, and I'm producing 120. Okay. Good enough, and I might pass the 40 remaining onto somewhere. And now the only missing
Flight mode.
product. This is
Flight
the
mode.
crystalline, no, not crystalline, elemental silicon. Yeesh. Let's put you to 10. Let's put the path down.
Flight mode. Flight mode.
Okay, and there comes the glass shooting, and we have a production run going. Very nice. So, one out of 5 is done. The next 4 will be coming next time. Or maybe I'll find some time to put time into it, and we'll be able to skip ahead a bit. Not sure exactly yet. We were building a lot of power network structure in the system today, but it was absolutely worth it. Look at this. Absolutely gorgeous. But no matter how gorgeous this is, and I do yeah, no matter how gorgeous it is, I do have to finish up for today. I'm going to have a quick look if there is anybody we can raid to. That's not a language. I see that Kixie's online. There's Reels Deal. Oh, I do have an idea whom will be raiding. Somebody new. We'll be raiding Kinito. As always, please be nice, please be kind. I hope that you are going to enjoy his stream as much as you did mine. He is currently doing some chatting, some reacts. So I hope that you'll like him, his style and everything. So that's it for the raid. Then I have the normal schedule announcements. Tomorrow I'll be continuing with Breath of Fire 3. Then over the weekend I'll be playing more Monster Hunter. Don't know if I'll have the patience for Monster Hunter Freedom 1. If I do, I'll start with that on Saturday. If I don't, I'll be starting with Generations Ultimate on Saturday, and then Sunday more Generations Ultimate. I need to finish those Deviant equipment. There's going to be a lot of that still needs doing. That's not gonna. There is still a lot of that still needs doing. But for now, no, not for now. I'm still in the middle of the schedule. Come on, focus. That'll be the on the weekend next Monday. So tomorrow. And then next week, Monday and Friday, is going to be more Breath of Fire 3. These days, the Monday, Saturday, Sunday, and Friday are going to be my normal time from 13 o'clock to 18 o'clock, Central European Summertime. And I'll be continuing with Rise and Sphere program next Thursday from 15 to 18 o'clock, Central European Summertime. I also have already decided on which game I am going to be playing after Breath of Fire 3. And that will be, namely, Shin Megami Tensei Devil Survivor Overclocked. I hope I can get it running. I hope I can get that running properly, and I think that's what I'll be looking into after stream. But it is honestly a must-play game, absolutely. It is nail-bitingly hard, but an absolute necessary game, honestly. So I'll be giving you the chance to experience it as I'm playing it. It is an absolutely wonderful game. Absolutely worth enjoying. Okay. That's it for announcements. And I think all that is left for me to do is, again, remind you of the raid to Kinito. Hope you are going to enjoy his stream as much as you did mine. And to wish you goodbye, and until we do see each other again, please have a great time. And I absolutely forgot to prepare this, as always. Bloody hell. Goodbye.